Check it out. Alright guys, we're back with another AMC and APE update, and obviously today was not what we wanted to see, but the overall stock market pulled back and it also broke out of its ascending triangle, which means we're going to see a couple bearish days of the overall SPY, which tends to pull AMC down. But don't fear, I have all of the data and the charts and it's still saying the same exact thing. I stand by my DD, I stand by my TA, and I am simply putting out what the charts are telling me. And again, all these AMC YouTubers, quote unquote AMC YouTubers, all they do is copy me and a few other small AMC YouTubers. They don't do any real work. They don't do any research. They just regurgitate what they hear, watch a video, and put it out. Me, Ants Trades, and a few others are actually doing real DD technical analysis to give you guys information so we don't get screwed over by the hedge funds, as crazy as that sounds. But hey, let's go ahead and get in the charts, the facts, and the data and see what we have going on. We're looking at AMC and APE. So obviously, this is not what we wanted to see. I got a little bit ahead of myself and maybe called things a little bit too early, but we are still in the uptrend. We still broke out of that 2-year downtrend overall sloping resistance, and we are still overall bullish on the bigger time frames, and in the bigger picture look extremely prime to squeeze. So I do not backtrack when I say the Moass has started. I do believe this 377 was the bottom, and this will be the uptrend called the Moass. Now, basic technical analysis. Let's go back to the basics with this one, okay? Look, falling wedge, boom, 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 boom. You always have a breakout, then a pullback, then an eventual price target to the upside with these wedges, okay? You always have to retest the upper sloping resistance. So, now, if what we are calling for this breakout of this falling wedge on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame to be correct, and this be the pole, and have the breakout targets be way up here at $47.50, okay, we would have to have a big pop out of the wedge like this, and look what it looks like exactly. Boom, boom, and we also filled a gap today. There's a gap down here that needs filled at 401, and one of my commenters did say that. I do not think that we are going to see that. That would be like absolute worst case scenario, but I really do not even see that as an option. But I do want to put that in the video and acknowledge that because this gap is down here, but that could always be filled later, and there are sometimes gaps that are not filled. Gaps get filled about 99.8% of the time, 98% of the time. But back to the TA, guys. As you guys can see, what does this look like? Boom, it looks like the pullback. It looks like the pullback from the breakout of the falling wedge. So what do you guys think is next? And if we look at all of the TA that I've been talking about on this channel, all of the DD that we've been talking about on this channel, Bollinger Bands getting tight, Green Weekly MACD, RSI cooling down, RSI trading low, so we have mad room to run to the upside, okay? We have a Green Weekly MACD last time we ran up here. We're also on the threshold security list. We also had short interest this high when we ran up like that last time, okay? Boom, when we ran up like this that time. And we went up these times, we also had short interest above 20%. And we were on threshold security list. And now the Bollinger Bands are getting tight. Every time the Bollinger Bands get tight, that means a big, massive movement is coming. As you guys can see, Bollinger Bands curling in on themselves down here. Boom. Now they got extended, but they still started curling in on themselves. As you guys can see, they start curling in on themselves. And as you guys can see here on the weekly time frame, they are again curling in on themselves at the tip of this huge, massive falling wedge. I don't understand why most people don't see it. I know that maybe some of you guys get hyped up because you can't read the charts as clearly as me, and that's fine. I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm just saying that as a matter of fact. But when you guys look at the data and look at the charts, you can see this thing is not only primed to take off, primed for a short squeeze. If you just look up short squeezes in history and what it takes to make a short squeeze, AMC has every single ingredient, and this thing is primed. is absolutely primed to launch. I mean, that's the facts. That is just the facts of the matter of facts, okay? I don't know what else to tell you. And not only that, we broke out of this huge falling wedge. So the facts and the technicals are saying we are about to launch. That's all I'm saying. And guys, it is what it is, all right? Look, you can believe me or not. Time will tell who is right. But look, even here on the smaller time frames on the daily, again, Bollinger Bands getting tight. Guys, we're about to launch, okay? And I might have called it wrong. I thought that the retest had already happened of this upper wedge, and I might have made that mistake. But if this is just the bounce and we got a huge bounce off of that sloping resistance, a nice bounce off of that sloping resistance, they're trying to push us back down to it, and you might even see us even hold it as support. But unless we break this trend line, unless we break this down sloping trend and go back inside the falling wedge and kick this thing down the can even longer, I'm to my predictions. And even if we went back in the falling wedge, we're still primed for launch. This thing's going to take off. So that is all I can tell you guys as far as that. The technicals are saying we are about to launch. Now, again, we had that nice bounce off the sloping resistance right here, the 2-year sloping downtrend, which got broken. That is not a coincidence. Again, we have the Bollinger Bands getting tight on the daily and the weekly time frame. Again, we have the super trend on the daily saying this is a buy. This is good to go. And again, we are weekly on the MACD, on the weekly MACD. RSI is trading low, and every time we've seen super trend turn green, weekly MACD, look at this. All of the same things are saying prime to launch. Now, I'm going to be giving my predictions basically if this thing were to go bullish or bearish. So I do think we are getting this nice bounce off of this trend line right here. We might even ride it down a little bit, but I think we're going to get a nice bounce off of that. I'm expecting to see a green day tomorrow or the next day. We are going to get this bounce, okay? This is a major shakeout, and no one said this would be easy, but as you guys can see, RSI is getting extremely oversold. This thing is very oversold. A lot of people got shooken out now, even though they won't admit it. They paper hand. Also, day traders and stuff like that play this head and shoulders that I talked about in my previous videos, which played out perfectly all the way back down to the descending sloping resistance and upper sloping resistance. Boom, bounce off of that. We're seeing pre-market pull down. Pre-market action is kind of wonky, so you never ever want to put all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to pre-market. But again, I think we're going to get a nice bounce off of this and continue to the upside. As you guys can see, the technical pattern always plays out the same way, and we are in a massive falling wedge. So my predictions for the lows, okay, we need to hold this $5. The worst case scenario, I see a $4.50 retest, okay, at absolute worst case scenario. But I really want to see us hold $5 support, and I think we are going to hold that $5 critical level. I want to be real with you guys. That level is absolutely critical. So those are the lows I'm looking at for AMC. For breakout points, again, I want you guys to keep these numbers in your mind. $8 to $10. If AMC gets past $8 to $10, you're going to see it get very volatile very quickly. Things are going to move fast, and things are going to be violent, okay? So once we get past to $8 to $10, expect volatile movement to the upside, big pops to the upside, and then pullbacks to the downside relative and aspect of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about APE. APE came all the way back down for that $2.50 retest that I was telling you guys about. They are straight just ramming this thing in after hours. Also, the overall stock market is not looking good as well, and that is part of the reason why we are seeing this pullback. Anytime the SPY doesn't do well, you're going to see overall stocks, no matter what stock it is, pull back. And the SPY also broke down out of this ascending triangle, and it's going to have a nice pullback down and test this overall macro descending wedge, okay, or this bullish megaphone pattern right here that's on the SPY. It's going to come back down and test this. So we're going to see a couple bearish days in the SPY for the next couple days. So expect AMC to get pulled down with that, okay? Just expect that, okay? So just buy and hold, collect these things at the low, and take advantage of these price cuts and sales on AMC stocks and Moass tickets. Take advantage of it. Trust me, I have been doing it. Not financial advice. But as you guys can see, we broke out of the downtrend on the SPY. I think we're going to come down, test it like I said, and then continue to the upside. I think AMC will also see upside with that as well. I think AMC is also in its own pattern of its own with the falling wedge. Go down, boom, test it, and then bounce to the upside. That is just my predictions. That is just what the TA is telling me. That is just what the charts are telling me. And yes, I know this video is a little bit different, but I wanted to do a deep dive in the technical analysis and let you guys really know what I think is going on. So again, back with APE, a head and shoulders played out like I was talking about in my previous videos for AMC and APE. And the falling wedge that I was tracking for APE did break to the downside. So as you guys can see, we did do that $2.50 retest that I was talking about in my previous videos last week, and that was the absolute low. And I said if you see APE at $2.50, that is a great buy to pick up some APE cheap before this thing takes back off. You guys think this run was big? Just wait to the next one, all right? Just wait to the next one. And if you guys think this one was big for AMC, we got all of us got hyped for this. Just wait to the next one that's about to happen now. This is not hopium. This is just the facts. This is just what I believe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the data and see what I have real quick and then wrap the video up. So again, short interest increasing, getting even higher. Shorts pushing us down, shorts putting pressure on us, and also it's very more easy for shorts to get shares available borrow as cost to borrow is going down, and that would also be indicative of the price coming down. Short interest coming up, obviously short pressure on the stock is going to push the stock down, and obviously if it's easier for the short to get shares to borrow, it's going to be easier for them to push the stock down. But never fear, they can only do this so long, and every time they push the stock down, they put more pressure on the spring. This thing's like a spring, and it gets compressed and compressed and compressed. So the more time and the longer they push this thing down the road, the higher the prices can be. And I need you guys to remember that. This is just basic laws of physics and how everything works. You push on something, it's going to push back, all right? It's like a spring, and it's going to explode. AMC is a massive short squeeze play, and that is just the facts of it. So guys, again, short interest increasing, green weekly MACD. We're retesting the overall sloping resistance of the downtrend falling wedge. I am still extremely bullish on AMC. I think things look extremely good. I think the data says we are primed to rip. And as you guys can see, anytime we've seen us on the threshold security list, short interest is high. And the data lining up like this, we've seen massive price movement to the upside, but we have never seen a break of a 2-year downtrend like this. So guys, I think things are about to get crazy. Yes, the Moass has started. Sorry if you misinterpret that or if I promoted it the wrong way. I do apologize, but I do think the lows are in and we are on our way to all-time highs. So guys, that is the video. That's all I have for you. Hopefully you found the video informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content. Check out my short videos because I drop short updates all the time and they are time sensitive. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. Alright guys, that was the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like. And again, I drop short updates that are time sensitive, so you make sure that you want to check those out and put the bell notification on so you can see what I update every single day. I also have a Twitter and a Discord that I drop information on as well, stock picks and things of that nature. So if you find it interesting, go ahead and check that out. Links will be down in the description. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.